Hello, and thank you for joining me for a little bit of morning coffee. This is Decaf. I have not shared a health update, a medical update, in about 11 months, and it really feels about time. Thinking back to the support that I received from family, friends, colleagues, close friends, and also colleagues and friends, that I may not know so well personally, but who really followed my story and truly lended their attention and their support, financially and otherwise, to me in 2023 when I was really fighting for my life with serious relapse. Already in 2023 knew that I was a candidate for CAR-T therapy, which is often referred to as the future of cancer therapy. The FDA had just made it available, I believe, that year, if I'm not mistaken. And it is available for people with blood cancers as mine. Just as a quick recap, I had a stem cell transplant, which is also another major cancer therapy, followed by CAR-T therapy. So my case is a little bit different than most. I'm also speaking to those who might be happening upon this video that are suffering from blood cancers and are curious about my story. So it is, I believe it's like day 45 of my second year. So I just found out in September, having had my yearly PET scan and bone marrow biopsy, like the big labs and the big tests that basically prove whether or not you are truly in remission. I had those in September. I am still absolutely cancer-free, and what's amazing, and for anyone who knows anything about blood cancers, you might hit remissions in a lot of different ways, but you might always be on some form of maintenance treatment, a drug or a biologic treatment or some kind of treatment. What is so special, and I've had the diagnosis of multiple myeloma since 2019, so it's now 5 years later, and this is the first full year that I have been not on any cancer treatment, and my body is remaining multiple myeloma free. I mean, this is huge. I guess some of the things to celebrate, like I was just at the gym yesterday. It was a Sunday, so it was kind of a quiet, very quiet, sort of emptier day in the gym. I didn't wear a mask. I have been going a little bit more maskless in Hudson Valley up here because it's just so few people, and if you remain about 6 feet away from folks and there are HEPA filters, it feels quite safe, and honestly really nice to just be able to breathe open air. The moment the space is enclosed and there are more bodies in a space, I immediately mask up again. I still don't really eat indoor restaurants. So yeah, to be in a gym, lifting some weights and doing my sequence. John went to the gym with me as well. That is not something that was happening before for so many reasons. Not being able to be, or being safe to be exposed to others, and also just the physical disabilities that came along with multiple myeloma, that was not able to do that. Since January of 2024, I think it was mid-January, I did start up my Smart Body Fitness class with students, and gentle Rasa yoga on Thursday evenings. So it was incredible to be able to start up my fitness and wellness business. It is honestly, as much as I aim to serve others with the information that I know and the ways and processes that have helped me so much to maintain my wellness and strength, literally physical strength, but also mental and spiritual. like resilience and strength. Honestly, teaching these classes has been really incredible and healing for me as well. And watching myself participate in the classes in the way that I can, maybe not completely fully, but to see how far I've physically come from when I started it in January. Only able to do, I was actually just watching the video, only able to do about 4 sit to stand squats out of a chair. That's where I was, and now I'm doing 3 sets of 10. And just to know that, like, yeah, I don't know, that makes me feel really proud. And to know that the active older adults that are in my classes are just receiving sort of a very consistent opportunity to partake in their own strength and wellness by doing my classes. So I love it. That's happening. It's been happening. And I believe this might be, is this the month honoring disability employment? It might be. Whether or not it is kind of really important for me to know that I am still maintaining my practice as a fitness professional, and I identify as disabled. So I don't know, I just think it's an important thing that in many ways there are so many forces, the belief in my own head, but I also feel like it's coming from outside, which is, pick a new career. You have a physical disability. Why would you still be involved in fitness? And it's almost like folks with disabilities living their wellness journeys and taking a full and like thorough participation in their own physical wellness are the exact people who should be teaching others. So yeah, I think it is a big deal that I am a disabled artist, a disabled wellness teacher, and pressing forward, not giving up and not, going into some kind of big career change because I'm supposed to, because I'm not a good example of, I don't know what it looks like to be well. This summer was the first time I now teach a class at the Middletown YMCA, Fridays at 11:15. If you're listening to this and you live in Middletown, it's called Core and Mobility, Mindful Core and Mobility. And I'm also subbing a very, very sweet school in Montgomery. It's called Yoga on Wallkill. It's a little yoga studio. I've been subbing Pilates and yoga there. I am really taking my time to get out into these physical spaces and feel what it's like. This is what I mean by identifying as a person with a disability. I'm not just going to, mask off and just sort of act as though, just sort of forget everything that we've all been through and that I've been through. So I take it really slow to get into these spaces, to see what it's like. How many students do show up? What does it feel like to teach with a mask? Is there a microphone? Maybe I use a mask and a microphone. Is it only a couple of students in class today and we stay kind of distance? I take the mask off and no microphone. It's like I really want to give myself this sort of slow, thorough time to feel what it's like to re-enter back into the world. And I feel lucky that I live in kind of smaller community where I'm able to practice that. Now, mind you, the first month that I returned to teaching, ironically, I got incredibly injured immediately. Like it took about 2-3 weeks to be laid up on my back with serious injuries just from stepping out into a room and teaching, maybe demonstrating ever so slightly a couple of movements that are outside of my very strict kind of daily rehabilitative protocol. And mind you, my rehabilitative protocol was not even executed daily until I got these injuries. And I was like, wow, you need to go back to your sequence and do these movements every day. As it turns out, part of it was not only just the teaching, because now I have on my own pretty much rehabilitated the back injuries that occurred. And I'm not getting so terribly injured by teaching. I have now identified that what the difference was that I was also starting to swim 2 to 3 times a week. Now, swimming with my arm disability, you see this is my left arm, and my right doesn't raise higher than this. I'm not able to touch the top of my head, the back of my head. Surely not able to raise or rotate my arm. That occurred from my multiple myeloma relapse in 2022. The swimming, which felt incredible to do, was the one time where my arm would actually feel weightless. I mean, it kind of feels like a lead weight as I try to raise it. Nice, simple doggy paddling and or treading. And it felt like a really accessible form of movement and fitness that I could do. And frankly, I'm just so... I'm longing to move. I'm longing to move and to feel athletic and to, feel fit. I mean, that's sort of the person that I've always been. Even just as an experimentalist and, a wild performer that I've been, there's always a foundation of someone really maintaining a pretty strong physical practice, whether it be rehabilitatory or whether it be honestly just about looks and vanity, all of it. So I'm constantly longing to get back to that person, and that has been the really hard thing. That the multiple myeloma has left aspects of my body so that it is just that pathway is not there for me. So the thing that I do want to share is that after a year of this remission, I am advocating for myself to start up a conversation with the upper extremities surgeon at NYU Langone, who works with oncology and bone disorders. And so wish me luck that I am able to get a full shoulder replacement. It's been a source of pride of mine that I have never had to go under the knife or never had to have surgery around my multiple myeloma, and I kind of wanted to keep it that way. And just after a year of this remission and seeing that simple exercises like getting in a pool and moving my arms and my limbs would wreak such havoc on my spine. The result would be not arm pain, but extreme spinal dysfunction and injury, like being laid up in bed for days and having to take painkillers and basically work myself slowly back up to, the present abilities that I have right now. So I really am ready and really desire the shoulder replacement. My main oncologist at Mount Sinai has said, gave me her blessing and said, I have worked so hard to be where I am now, and that I should enjoy life to its fullest with the fullest quality of life that I can. And, maintaining a little more symmetry of my upper body and my torso, being able to once again use my dominant arm fully and be able to strengthen a little more symmetrically, I think will really be that missing piece that will help my spine recover a little better. So that's where I am. So if you are eligible for CAR-T or it's something that's being floated to you as an option, I will just say that this has been the most, even with all the challenges, a most incredible year to be able to be cancer treatment free and cancer-free. I mean, it was well worth the sacrifices. And there definitely are some. I mean, it was a road to sort of recover. Having the incredible caregiving of my husband at my side and my family, and doing the things that the medical team tells you to do, following those very clearly. And then honestly, the rest of it, about 75%, is you being fully proactive in your own care after. It's always I feel like the medical system really looks after you at a certain point, and then once they kind of throw their hands up afterward, and it's all about you advocating for yourself. So yeah, I mean, I'd be open to having, if anyone wants to have a conversation with me and toss some ideas around. I have a lot of thoughts, and I've definitely been in charge of a lot of aspects of my own care, including this conversation about my arm. I mean, it's me bringing it up, me bringing it to the table, and having the ability to cite a lot of examples and dates about what has been happening to my body that's leading me to this desire for change, greater mobility, greater quality of life. Please keep up with me and my activities on my brand new website that I'm launching. And I also have just published a piece on some of the kind of traumatic aspects of last year, and an incredible choreographic fellowship that I attended June of this year, a year after all those health emergencies, with the Axis Dance Company in the San Francisco Bay Area. It is a company for disabled and non-disabled dancers, and it was just a really, really, really incredible experience to make my almost like debut back into life, kind of a professional artistic life there. And there's been a piece published about it. The links will be below, also to my new website. And if you're someone who I've spent time with, whether in the studio or professionally in some way, and I haven't seen you in a long time, I miss you, and reach out. I hope you are well. I'm so happy to share this update, and hope it wasn't too long. Bye-bye.